this time of the, let's say, what is going on between, the education and what is the education is giving us, okay, it's not fulfilling what we need as a community here in Kuwait, especially in the craftsmen. Crafts in Kuwait, everybody is saying that Kuwait is based on oil, and we have the oil, and we have the engineers, and we have all these kind of stuff. But in the real life, we really need now the craftsmen. We need people to work with their hand. So our vision is to focus on the craftsmanship, people who know what to do with their hand, people who know to unleash the creativity and understand the meaning of creativity. I think and I believe that education is giving us a limitation in creativity, because education, we have to get a certain, let's say, information or knowledge, but sometimes it gives us, some limitation in terms of there is rules in education that we cannot move towards. So we brought a study case, especially, with the people, who work, with the Biyat here in our country. We see the people those people who work with their hand in the society, they don't have that, let's say, level of that. If you work with your hand, you are not like the engineer, for example, because the engineer is someone really big, he knows and he has so much information. But however, if you think about it really well, those two people, engineers and people who work with their hand, without each other, they cannot do anything. Nothing. They cannot do nothing together. But in the real life, the main people who's doing it by his hand, who's doing it in real life, and the engineer is giving us the design and the science behind any factor that we are doing. So what we did, we created the National Incubator to focus on the people who work with their hand, to tell them that, okay, listen, you know how to do it by your hand, but you don't have how to do it in business way. So we have a big program called the National Incubator Program, TNI program. It takes them, we make them focus on their handwork and understand the fundamental of being an entrepreneur. People who work with their hand, they don't see numbers because they have a passion to do the piece, but they don't have the mindset to do it commercially. Because doing it commercially means you have to have factories, and some of the financial wise, it has to be big. So they just become afraid of taking this initiative to start this. So what we did, we give them all this program to take them step by step until, they reach to the level that they have a belief in their product and it is sellable. There is a marketplace for them. So we bring so much marketplace, for the people who do stuff with their hand in terms of carpentry, plumbers, you name them. So we tell them, okay, whatever you do, we will bring for you all the companies, the mega companies here in Kuwait. We bring them contracts. We have some of the e-commerce business that help to sell their products that has been handmade. And we teach them how to shift it from handmade, which is art, because they think whatever they do, it's an art, because it's a handmade. How to shift them to a commercial side and how to use the new technology now worldwide, how to commercialize your products. Not necessary to do it, because there is a good saying, that we had before. Whomever work, with only with their hand, he's we call them a foreman. The guy who work with his hand and his heart, with his mind, we call him a craftsman. But the guy, who work with his hand and his, with his brain and his heart, he's an artist. We don't need the artist. Now we need someone to create and he sell. You see what I mean? So that's what we're trying, to push. We're trying, to gather all this community to tell them how important now. Oil is not gonna last long. We need people to start working with their hand. We need people to start, being independent for the country, because it will help us so much. So, as I said, National Incubator now, we reached to at least now 25 projects from carpentry to oil sector, pump, we have people design pumps, imagine. And we have, a good communication and partnership with some of the international companies like German Tech. We have with ABB, we are trying to introduce even the artificial intelligence and the robotic system for exactly, for the welding. Because if we go to all the factories in the car factories, manufacturers, they're using, the robot for the welding. So we have, in the company robots. We are telling them and show them how easy you can use these kind of tools, that the craftsman, he can develop his skills with the technology. We can get the commercial side out of it. So far so good. We like, what is happening now. Thank you, Corona, for all what happened. Corona just now, messed up everything, right? But, it gave us a good lesson that now after, Corona and what happened, because all the markets started to just get crazy. Now, Corona taught us that if we don't be dependent in our youth and our craftsmanship, this is the time that we develop more and more, and we are looking to do so much cooperation with all different kind of companies now. They are coming, to our company, see what we are having now, in terms of kind of entrepreneurs that we have, see these study cases, and thanks God, now we have so much from the entrepreneurs. Now we are selling in Kuwait, with Saudi Arabia, and we are selling in Oman for these kind of projects.
Excellent. Extremely well done, Ali. I find it interesting. You've found an area that I think is a problem, probably in a lot of countries worldwide. I know here in the U.S. too, that craftsmen, people that work with their hands, are not looked upon the same way as like the engineers and the designers. And you're absolutely right. If you can design whatever you want, but somebody needs to build it in order to get that done. Another thing you mentioned I thought was very interesting. You're trying to show these craftsmen how to use technology rather than they have a fear that technology is going to take their job away. I think what you're going to emphasize is technology is going to make you as a craftsman more productive. And that's going to end up helping you and the economy in general. So I think it's a marvelous thing that you're doing there. And I wish you great success in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Okay, so we'll move on here. Judy Mahan, I'm hoping she's here. She's the CEO of Angel Gen Partners in the U.S. Judy, are you here? Judy, your name is here. I don't see a picture. Judy?
It's here. I can see her.
You can see her?
Yeah.
Maybe she went to get some coffee.
That's possible. I just see her name here. I guess we could move on and come back to both Judy and Jeff. That would mean I'd have to move on to Tim Wittig. And right now he's muted.
Am I still muted?
I think you're not muted anymore, Tim.
Oh, good.
Wait, is Judy back?
Yes, I am. My internet went down literally when you called my name.
The timing is always perfect like that. Okay,
That's
Tim will wait.
right.
Tim would be happy, I'm sure, to wait till you're done. So, Judy, fire when ready.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, Dr. Hanani, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And